this is how I connected my 6-port fuel selector valve and 6-switch dual polarity toggle switch on my motorhome. It's a 85 Winnebago P30 chassis, but this is used on everything with dual tanks. And the valve is a FSV2 valve, part number. I'll show you that in a minute. This is the wire diagram I did. Up on top right here is the wire diagram I got from Winnebago. I got that by just emailing them and asking them if I could get the wire diagram. They say, give me your VIN number, and Lord and behold, they sent it to me. And so that's the factory stock toggle switch up above right here. And it tells me what wire goes to what sending unit, which one goes to the gauge. And so from that, I made me a little wire diagram here. So they have this online too, but for me to understand it and follow it better, I made my own. So that way I could say, okay, now I get it. This here just means it's a bridge, this little thing here. And you run your positive from one end of the switch to the other end of the switch, and that's what I use for the positive. And then the ground, and then follow the instructions that are difficult and confusing. And so the middle, where the battery side is, see this, the battery side there, I connected it to the E. F is empty on the wiring plug. And then on the D to C, you run a jumper. You could do it down there. I did it at the switch. I'll show you that in a minute. And that got the auxiliary tank sending unit to work. And then the main tank, that just means you go around that wire. Don't connect to that wire, it just goes around the wire. And then you got up here, then your B. I put black to purple because on the factory wiring it's a purple wire. I used the black wire. Up here, and then my pink wire is the switch wire. And so that's how I did it and got both my fuel gauges to work and the switch to work. And here's the wire mess. Here's the jumper wire. One side of the switch goes over to the opposite side of the switch on positive, and then you do on the other side the negative. Jump it all the way around to your ground. And I left it that way, so my positive is facing that way, my negative is facing that way, and that way I know where this goes. Follow that. I have 2 green wires, so I put blue tape on one wire on one end and blue tape on the other end, so I know which one it is down below. Follow that down to the plug into the port selector switch, fuel selector switch. Here's the other wire, just a green wire, so I didn't have to put extra tape on that. And then one wire comes up to here, the black to my factory purple. The pink wire, got it connected there. And then this is where I ended up jumping it. You don't have to jump it down there. I ended up jumping here. Here's where I pulled the power from the original switch. Put a fuse in line also. 10 amp fuse. And this is where I put the jumper, right here, instead of down below. And this is blue, and blue with white. Opposite, actually, because that has a blue line, so that's the blue. And this is blue with white for the sending units to my 2 tanks are right here. And depending on what your schematic from the factory is, what color your wires will work. And so then got another mess of fuel lines underneath. Let's see how much lights are here. Okay. Here's your plug. That diagram I showed earlier will tell you which one goes to where. And here's the selector. Fuel selector valve switch when you have dual tanks. The blue one is the main feed from the big tank in the back. The up one above it is a return line. This is the return line from the motor. And this is where it gets, and back over here is where it comes in, the return line from the motor. Here's the feed to the motor. This is my other tank. This is the feed from my other tank. Goes to the bottom side. Up on top is the return to the other tank. I got it going into a Napa fuel filter. Comes out of the Napa fuel filter into a Holly Blue pump, because I have a brand new mechanical big block Chevy pump on it, and that wasn't pumping enough fuel. This seemed to do the trick right here. I have one in the tank, but that one in the tank is just to get the fuel to here, and once it gets to here, this sucker takes over. It pumps everything. And then I got my other tank that goes across here, goes over here, and there's the other tank right there. I don't know if you can see it very good. So it doesn't have that far to pull for that. But I'm telling you, this Holly Blue helped a lot with my fuel problems, vapor locking and fuel pressure. So hopefully this helps somebody. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them. But this is the way I did it, and it's working. Thanks for watching.